Peace to all who wants to make a change for themselves. I'm Seven Sacrifices, and today I want to go over the reasons why you can't save everybody. Being as enlightened as you are, being as strong as you are, you want to see those people who's not there yet come along board, as well as your family members, your friends, and even just people that you run across in your lifetime. You want to see people like that hop on board. You want to see people like that also elevate themselves, because you know you got to be around them. But at the end, you got to know something. You can't change. You can't save everybody. You can't change everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna waste your time. You're gonna waste your energy trying to save people who can't even save themselves. And that's where we're gonna go on the first point. Most people in the world are waiting to be saved by something outside of themselves. You are your own salvation. You can only save yourself. Nobody's gonna come from the sky and come down and save you from what you done put yourself into or what you done let yourself settle down for. Nobody's gonna save you from that. You gotta save yourself. And most people are already comfortable with the thought and the ideology that they gonna be saved. You're not gonna be saved. You can't unless you save yourself. You can save other people, but in reality, they gotta have that thought in their mind of, I gotta save myself, I gotta make a change, I gotta make a difference. A lot of people in this world don't have that. They're so distracted by what's going on. So because they influence and they indulge of the wrong so much, they rely on believing in the ideology to come save them, when in reality, their whole days of their whole life, they indulge in the influence of negative. They indulge in negative, and they didn't rely on themselves to save themselves. But by indulging in the negative, they thinking, oh yeah, all I gotta do is just believe in this ideology and he gonna come and get me. That's not the solution, I'm sorry. And I'm not sorry at the same time. They don't wanna see you better than them. There's a lot of people out here who don't even wanna listen to you, because what you speaking is being better than yourself from yesterday. A lot of people are not satisfied with seeing you in a better version of yourself to be better than them. They gonna downplay your thoughts. They gonna downplay the wisdom that you done searched for. Don't let them downplay the wisdom that you done searched for. You gotta understand and be satisfied with the fact that, oh snap, look, you don't wanna say yourself, I can't save you. But don't neglect and downplay my thoughts, because I done looked up and I done put two and two together. I done made common sense go with what's common in the world, and now it's making sense. Because you don't wanna make sense of it. Don't downplay what I think of. Don't downplay what I know. The fact that you trying to say yourself is making them mad, so they got to try to prove you wrong. A lot of people don't want to put in that time to themselves, because they think, oh, I got so much other stuff I got to put my time into. I got so much other stuff I got to go indulge in. So instead of putting that time into themselves, they neglecting it totally. Because when you speak about saving yourself, now it's the work part. Now it's the, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to eat right, you got to balance out. See, once you go from living a certain way to going and living another way, it's kind of tricky. A lot of people don't want to do that, especially if they don't have the mindset or even thought about changing that type of way. So you got to learn to let those people go. Don't even try to have those conversations with people to saving themselves if they don't really want to save themselves. And if they keep on bringing up that conversation, you got to be patient with those type of people. Because if somebody comes around you and they always talking about that topic of saving themselves and who gonna come and save them, they really interested. They really want to save themselves. They just not sure because they was scared of the thought of hell. You can't be disconnected from source unless you disconnect yourself. It's easier in this world to just sit and die rather than break the cycles that was placed in front of you. It's easier in this world to sit and die, live, go to work, pay your bills, and complain, rather than it is to put that work in, go through the trials and tribulations to becoming your own, to getting your own, to getting what you envision. Because when you got to get what you envision, there's no way you can go through anybody else to get it. You got to have some type of balance. You're going to always have to listen to some orders and some rules, but when it's a point where it's affecting your mental space, and you come home and you sleep all day because you're tired, that means that you got to separate yourself. You got to understand that you are the key to getting up out of this matrix. We are all the key to stopping this all. We all come together, this thing gonna fall. Easy to live in the life letting people fuck you over, knowing that if you believe in something, when you die you go into a heaven, and allow them people to feed you poison. Allow yourself to eat poison. Allow yourself to be fucked over. It's easy to let that shit happen. Because when you die, you know you gotta die one day, so a lot of people already accepted that, especially nowadays where dying is a trend. A lot of people out here looking to die for real. It's easy to sit and just die, but it's hard to go through this road and find yourself. It's hard going through this road to the very end until you get to what you want. And then when you get what you want, holding yourself up to your own, holding yourself up to the principles that you've established with your soul, it's hard doing that. Trust me, I know. But it's also just easier to sit and die and allow the world to misuse you and abuse you, as long as you believe that when you're dead, it's going to be better. You don't know what's going to happen when you die. Sometimes people just like to complain. They feel like if they complain enough, somebody will come with a solution. Nobody going to come up for you when you're complaining. And the worst part about complaining is when people complain, they got the answer to the problem right there and there in their face. Sometimes you may not have it right there in your face as you can see, but most of the time the answer is separation. You don't like how somebody treating you? Separate. They take your truth for a challenge. This is like when I was saying that people don't want to see you better than them. They take your truth for a challenge. They take your truth as you coming down on them, telling them that what they doing is wrong. In reality, no, I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. I'm just saying I've seen you do this over and over and over and not get a different result. I've seen you drive yourself insane wanting something different, but it's not coming. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go look for the truth to go find it. So when I try to come to you with a different way, you tell me, who you think you is? I'm a person trying to save you from your own despair. I'm trying to save you from your insanity. I'm trying to bring a new way to yourself so you can indulge in it, because like I said about being happy, when you find new things to do, you become a happier person because you're excited about doing new things. So when you bring your truth to an ignorant person, they're going to get upset because they don't want to expand their brain. It hurts. It hurts for them to expand their brain and think beyond the known possibilities. It hurts to them. Another reason, I say this is a big old reason why you can't save everybody. A lot of people have that I'm older than you mindset. This is why I don't give out my age. You give out your age to an extent, you're putting a cap on yourself. A lot of people think just because they've been on this world for 60, 70 years that they've seen a lot of stuff, they know a lot of stuff. In reality, you don't see too much in this world. You don't see too much in this world. You know what I'm saying? That I'm older than you mindset will drive you down the road if you're not willing to listen to somebody that's younger than you. Because look at it like this. The people who's younger than you are more connected to the source, to the creator, than you are, because you've been living 60, 70 years chasing the dollar, chasing something that don't matter, chasing something that will never be yours at all. You don't own nothing on this plane. You won't own nothing on this plane. I don't care if you got your name on it, your title on it, anything. You don't own nothing on this plane, so you live all these years chasing something that's never yours. Experiences, not what you've seen in this world. You can see things over and over and over, I understand, but experience is what molds the person. Experience, not seeing stuff, not seeing yourself going to a job for 50 years, you know what I mean? Building your credit to this and that and this and that, and living like how they tell you gotta live. But experience of going out and finding your own way, going out and really getting down up in the dirty situations of sometimes and realizing, okay, this is how I make my own way. It's not how I go follow away. Because a lot of people are stuck with that I'm older than you mindset, they limit themselves to knowledge. A child will teach you more about yourself than you know about yourself through your patience. A stagnant brain doesn't want to learn nothing new and deserves everything in its path. When a lot of people are stagnant, they get comfortable. They get comfortable with the way of thinking. So when it's time to get uncomfortable, oh, now it's uncomfortable. Now it's going to be rejection pushed upon you. You can't save everybody. You got to first let people decide to save themselves. Then when people decide to save themselves, that's when they'll come to you. But allow yourself to be open not to save people, but for to allow people to save themselves. Some people out here neglect the need to create, the want to create. They neglect their God power, which is creation, not even realizing that that's a part of them. A lot of people will throw away their own creation because they're upset, not realizing that when you push your creation away, you push a part of yourself away. When you tell your creation not to go flourish, you're limiting yourself. Like I said, don't even use the creation power. Don't have the need to want to create. And when a person doesn't have the need or want to create, they're not in the need or want to find that God power within themselves. Yeah, they can go to church, but if they don't create, they don't have that need or want to find that God within themselves. You can't push that part of yourself away from you because it'll reflect in later on stages through life. I'm talking about all creation, birth, creativity process, painting, music, solutions. When you push away that creative part of yourself, you're pushing away an important part of yourself. 7 sacrifices. Peace to all. Peace for you. Peace for me. This video to my higher self, lower self, future self, reincarnated self, myself in another vessel, just in case you was to lose yourself in the chasing of this life, chasing your desires, chasing something that you never own, because it's told that that's what you got to do. Don't lose yourself as long as you know it, but hold on to this point of yourself and let this push yourself back up to that limit. You're gone. I love y'all.